Yo, yo, welcome to Trippy Commentaries. Thanks for joining us in Grand Theft Auto 5. We have to return to the tunnels. We have a breaking report for you guys. I'm RJ. There's been some new discoveries. Apparently, a very creepy sound or noise comes from the doors. Not too long ago, we covered these doors because there's a website, chiliadmystery.com, that leads us here, and it even tells us it's here. Well, what's here? Is it something to do with the Chiliad mystery? Maybe it's a paranormal entity. We have to bring in Danny, who originally reported on this new discovery. What's going on, Danny?
Not much, Trippy. Thanks for having me, man.
Definitely good to have you. We are going to play the authentic audio coming from apparently the doors. What are you taking from this, Danny? Is it coming from the doors themselves? Perhaps coming from the mountain?
I'm not too sure where it's coming from. I don't think it's coming from just the doors because I was able to hear it anywhere in this tunnel. Um, I don't know if it's coming from inside of the walls. Maybe if there is a tunnel system going, throughout the mountain, maybe it is something from the tunnel system that we're hearing. But I don't know if it's just near the doors. I think we can hear it anywhere in the tunnel.
Yeah, you do have to bring, I think it's either two characters or all three characters to the tunnel to hear it. It is very subtle, so you'll probably need headphones just to pick it up, but the audio we're going to play is boosted, so that way you guys can try to make it out. Let's play it for you guys, and you can let us know if there's something going on here in the tunnels. Now, if you're wondering about that pyramid, we'll tell you what that's about here in a second. But there it was, Danny. I feel like that is some creepy stuff. Maybe it has something to do with a ghost on Mount Gordo. Maybe there's a ghost of Mount Chiliad. What's your take?
It's very possible. This game has definitely given us paranormal experiences before. I personally believe it is something of the alien nature. I do hear that kind of like alien, like talk, like something like UFO sounding. I just hear that kind of like outer space alien type of like voices. I don't know for sure. I've been trying to pick out different words. I think I might have a couple. Not too sure though. I would love everyone's take on what they hear on it. But I do think it is definitely very interesting that we need two or three characters, that if we come with just one player, that it's not going to play. So that tells me that there is a trigger happening, when you bring two or more characters. So I do believe there is some importance going on within this tunnel. We've been led here before, and now we're finding this. So I think this is, if anything, giving us, entertaining the thought of an, underground tunnel or secret area in this part of the game, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the aliens. With the message "It's Here" being found at chiliadmystery.com in the hidden details, we can't forget about the message "They're here" found not too far away, so maybe there's a correlation there. Here's TO2. I'll shoot this one. You'll notice that TO2 has a different texture than TO1. You can see this door, I don't know, maybe it's different material than the other one. We'll show that off here in a second. Do you think there's anything with these ID card boxes at all, Danny?
I do think they're very strange because, I mean, we've checked out a lot of suspicious locations in the past, Trippy, and it's not likely that you come across a door with these kind of like access, like keypads. And the one other place that I think of when looking at these are a place that we recently went to talking about the underground tunnels, and that was that underground ramp that leads to that door that has the same kind of like a keypad. So I'm wondering, it's the same topic, underground tunnels. Here we are in a tunnel that might have a secret access to an underground part. So I'm thinking this might all be connected. It's very suspicious.
Yeah, definitely strange how we are led back to this location after just covering it. It was like a couple weeks ago, if that, and now there's a very creepy sound effect. Like Danny said, we definitely want to hear what your take is, guys. Is this a ghostly spirit? Maybe something to do with the Chiliad mystery itself. Of course, we are right here at Mount Chiliad.
Leave in the comments what you guys think. If you guys hear any type of wordings in this conversation or whatever this is, I'd love to see you guys take on it because it is definitely a secret implemented by Rockstar to Grand Theft Auto 5.
Now we have to talk about the hidden pyramid found underneath the map. We do have one last update when it comes to the tunnels and the strange voices. Danny, what do you have for us?
Well, we know that we can hear these voices in the TO1/TO2 tunnel in Mount Chiliad. Now, directly to the left of that tunnel, we have train tracks that run right by the sawmill, and they go into a tunnel, and then it goes out to the bridge, and then into another tunnel that goes to Mount Josiah. Both segments of that tunnel on those train tracks also have the same type of conversation to be heard. And I mentioned in my video about the tunnels, guys, the doors in those segments of tunnels line up perfectly when entertaining the thought of secret passageways or secret entrances into the mountains for, entrances to an underground base or whatever. You have the sawmill side of the tunnel having the doors on the right-hand side, which lead directly to Mount Chiliad. And then below that bridge, we have Mount Josiah, and the doors in that tunnel are on the left-hand side, leading into Mount Josiah, where Fort Zancudo is. And don't forget, they're here on the blueprint map is right in that same area. And now, they're here with the voices. Then you got It's here with the voices. Two different tunnels, same area, big connection. I'm thinking that this is going to be a big step, or at least part of the process in solving some aspect, if not the Chiliad mystery.
Definitely pretty weird. Why would Rockstar put this subtle, creepy sound hidden within the game? This is definitely a crazy finding, and we do have another one to talk about. As I mentioned, this pyramid as well. Danny, what's going on with this?
This is just craziness. This is a pyramid that was found underneath the Union Depository, and it's part of the game where you're doing the last heist and you break open the wall with that digger machine. This pyramid is located, I don't know how many feet, 20, 30 feet below that. It's just hovering underground. If you glitch through the wall in that area, you can see this pyramid just sitting there, and it's boggling a lot of people's minds, including my own. I'm not too sure what it's used for, but hopefully in the future we can figure this out.
What's up with the texture? It almost looks like lava. I mean, we've been talking about how Mount Chiliad is a volcano. That's the first thing that comes to mind for me. It looks like magma or a volcanic surface. Is it always in that same exact texture, Danny, or does it change colors?
No. This was one of two different pictures that I received. The first picture was a regular, it looked like a black wall type of pattern, like a carbon. I'm not too sure the two different variants, but it is located under the map at that location. I don't know what it's used for, why, what the purpose is, but I know that, pyramids are a big deal when it comes to this mystery, so it's very relevant to everything else that is on topic. So I'm just waiting for, more to be uncovered.
Here we are at the location. It is underneath the Union Depository, and it's funny because this is a location we recently looked at here at the channel because Lester has a map of this exact area of Los Santos, including the Maze Bank, the Union Depository, and other skyscrapers in this location. And of course now we know that there's a pyramid underneath the map, once again possibly signifying a trigger. Maybe that's something that can be triggered, spawning something here in Los Santos. How about this Maze Bank logo here, Danny? I think it's pretty interesting. We have another huge episode to cover for you guys very soon when it comes to hidden symbols in Los Santos. But here's one we might as well mention here, Danny, obviously right in front of the Maze Bank. Looks like double E's, maybe showing off something.
Yes, it does. I recently just mentioned how there, could be a possible jetpack symbol on the Maze Bank, and that would be an Easter egg. Well, Easter egg is E. It's kind of funny how that little fixture could also look like an E with the right perspective. So I think it's definitely creative and suspicious in its own right. I don't know what Rockstar was meaning when they did that, but one could say Easter egg for sure.
Definitely looks like a Easter egg symbol to me in a way. I don't know if I think that the lights on top of the Maze Bank necessarily make a jetpack symbol, but when it comes to the egg itself, Danny, not only do you have the supposed crack in the egg here, but this makes up the egg of life right here in the fountain in front of the maze bank. So maybe that really does have Easter egg in the logo to the maze bank itself. Man, that's pretty epic. Thanks again for joining up for the episode, and special thanks to Danny for the new stories. These could be some breakthroughs. Make sure to subscribe to him if you have not already. I'll put all the links in the description. Thanks for joining up and providing the info, Danny. This is some crazy stuff.
No problem. This is really crazy stuff. I cannot wait to see how much more uncovers from it, and if we can eventually find out what those voices are saying. Thank you again, Trippy, for having me on, and everybody, thank you so much for joining in and checking out the video.
Make sure to reach out to us on Twitter, especially if you guys have a new discovery yourself, as I gotta tell you, it's pretty interesting how much information is going around here in Grand Theft Auto 5 for people who say that there's not much to be discovered here in GTA 5. They obviously aren't really playing the game, and this game is so massive, and there's still Easter eggs out there to discover. We'll make sure to cover it right here on Trippy Commentaries. Thanks again for joining, guys. As always, make sure to stay trippy, my friends.